Hello and welcome. This is a brief introduction to Kafka and Reltio and the relationship between them, as well as a demonstration. So when we think about customer architectures, there are two main categories in which customers' integration tools play a key role. First, they're asynchronous, which are really on demand. I need to serve a customer experience, and therefore, in the moment, in real time, I need to get the answers to questions. That's what we see the use of MuleSoft, Apigee, and other API management type software. And then there's asynchronous. Asynchronous is everything from near real time all the way through to batch. But when we think about the near real time asynchronous connections, customers are using Kafka and other mechanisms to share information. So if we characterize the behavior of these different integration categories, synchronous is get me what I need to know now. Asynchronous is here's what just happened. So what is Kafka? Kafka really consists of topics, which are logs upon which events are placed and can be retrieved at any point in the future. Events are placed onto those topics using producers on behalf of source applications and systems, and then events can be detected and pulled from those topics and turned into actions or updates by consumers. So when we think about demonstrations that are going to involve Reltio, we're going to start from system A. An event takes place in system A. A producer is going to place that event into a Kafka topic. A Reltio consumer in near real time is going to detect that new event and is going to produce a corresponding update in Reltio using Reltio's APIs. Conversely, Reltio itself is an event-based application, so we can place Reltio producers listening to what's going on inside of Reltio and then placing notifications, events onto outbound topics in Kafka, and consumers update target systems, which of course could be a complete round trip to system A, or in the case of the demonstration you're about to see, is going to be for system B. So demo 1 is left to right, see an event, we place it on a topic, Reltio is updated accordingly. Demo 2 is the opposite direction, something happens in Reltio and we update a downstream system using Kafka. And 3 is really the end-to-end sequence of demos 1 and 2. So here we are looking at the current state of my target application at the end of the entire daisy chain of events here. My simulated database as up to date as it can be right now with 3 customer records. Here is a representation of a producer on behalf of system A into which I'm going to place an update. We're going to see how a Reltio consumer responds to that update, interacts with Reltio's APIs, and we'll see the results of that orchestration going on here. Then when Reltio has dealt with that event, it's going to place an outbound message that we're going to pick up here. We're going to place it onto a Kafka queue, and then that Kafka queue is going to have a consumer on behalf of system B that we just took a look at that's going to pick up that message, and we'll see that happen in this window here. So here's my source of data. And this row we see here on behalf of a loyalty application is creating or updating a record using this identifier. And we can see the name Bob Chatsworth with a phone number and an email address. So maybe this is a loyalty customer that's brand new and we want to be able to capture what just happened. So let me take that message, place it into the producer on the behalf of that application. Here we see Reltio picked up that information, has sent it into the Reltio API, and the Reltio API has corresponded with all of this additional rich information about how it has dealt with this information. Then outbound from Reltio is a corresponding event. And that event was immediately picked up by my downstream application. So in fact now, if we go to this database here and pick this up, we can see that Bob Chatsworth is this profile picked up here, consisting of first name, last name, phone number, and let's go into the details here of what's come back from Reltio. So phone number has been cleansed, The email address has gone through a validation and parsing process. And then here we can see, as well as the loyalty ID that was created on behalf of this customer record, we can see contributions from a couple of Reltio data cleansers here, adding their own contributions to this overall record. We can also go to Reltio user interface, and with a refresh here we can see that Bob Chatsworth was indeed created with these data fragments. A full name was built, a phone number with the validation and standardization that you just saw, and the same for the email address. And then behind the scenes, here are my crosswalks for this new profile in Reltio. And that concludes the demonstration. Thank you very much for your attention.